Hello everybody, welcome to another free coaching video. Brought to you by me, Vibe. And my opponent today is T. Myers, a Master Zerg. T. Myers today in my stream was asking me, Vibe, can you ever hold a 13-12 on Prion Terraces? Because every time I do it, for some reason, I win every time. I always win my 13-12, everybody. It's the easiest games of my life. I feel like I'll be Grandmaster rank 1 before I know it if I keep doing this and getting this map against Zergs. No one can stop it. And I said, T. Myers, I believe I can. I think I can. So we started playing a game. We played a game. We went into a game. And T. Myers over here, he actually has 4 on gas. Which is actually going to hurt him a little bit. But we have a 13-12 out of T. Myers here versus me, who went hatchery first. And this is how I play. This is how I defend. Watch from my perspective. How I defend a 13-12 on Prion Terraces. On any map, really. But this is like the example of Prion. So I go 17 hatch, I went 17 pool, and then I went 17 gas. Pretty standard, pretty standard. One thing you should always pay attention to in the map is how many overlords do you see? That doesn't guarantee that you're being all in, because some people can hide their overlords or stop them like I do right here. I always like stopping my second overlord here. But anyways, the point. If you don't see 2 overlords on certain maps where it's like 2 players spawn, you might be like, where's your second overlord? Why don't you have a second overlord? Maybe you didn't build one that fast because you made a pool before making an overlord. That's the reason why people say that. Anyways, though, I always like to leave my second overlord here as well, because I like to know if people, sometimes people like to skirt around the overlord, the first one, with their first 6 slings, and they like to like morph banelings down here and get ready to do a timing, which is why I don't really like to move my second overlord in front of my natural until my third one spawns, and then I rotate them out. So when this overlord gets closer to my third, or when this overlord, the third one, gets closer to my natural, then I rotate them out, because now I'm not worried about not having vision in front of my natural. And now, do you guys see? Really quickly, this is important. This is how you fucking identify if you're being all in. Do you guys see how there's creep already right here? There's already creep here. So this creep has already spread that far away from the ramp. Right now, the creep should be about right there from his ramp. This overlord should be seeing creep very soon. And on top of that, this is why I scout my first overlord goes all the way into my opponent's natural. And guess what? So far, we don't see any creep. And we should see a hatchery like right here. We should see the ass of the hatchery right now, and we don't see it. And also on top of that, we see lings. So we didn't see a hatchery at all. And we started spine crawlers. We didn't start at one of them. Oh, we started 2 spine crawlers. We didn't see any fucking creep, which already meant there's a possibility this could be all in, or it could be, it's either one of 2 things. It's like a 17-17 speedling expand, which means already pressure is going to come no matter what. No one ever fucking just goes, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go 17-17 and not attack you at a high level. That's not really, you know, all you're doing if you do that is you're just making yourself be behind. It's like bad build. The only way you would ever do a 17-17 and not attack is if like you planned on not making Zerglings really until you knew you were being all in yourself, and I guess, and you wanted the trade-off of a queen for injects for larva rather than having 2 queens earlier. Your first queen would come out faster, so you get the inject. I don't know. It's okay defensively if you don't make a lot of lings, but generally speaking, if your opponent doesn't have a natural and creep when you have your creep, which means they didn't go hatchery first, they might be doing something aggressive. Because even if he goes pool before hatchery, there should be creep here. It just won't be out as far as mine. And by the time my overlord gets over here, I see the natural anyways, and there's nothing here. This spot I scouted up to should see the ass of the hatchery. The hatchery is on the edge of that circle. So I scouted the edge of the circle. So I should see a hatchery. I don't see one. I made spines. Anyways, moving on. I made 2 spine crawlers, and I stopped mining on gas with 2 drones. I don't always do it like this. I'm going to pause it one more time really fast because this is important. On this map particularly, you have gold minerals. I've already saturated my gold mineral line. I've committed to saturating this gold mineral line. because of this map in particular, because it's, you know, it's always a good idea for you to saturate your gold like this, I make 2 spine crawlers right away. On other maps, I would only make 1 spine crawler and a banding nest, and that 1 spine crawler would be in my main, like just where this one is right now, on my ramp, and I would build a banding nest in my main as well with the other 100 minerals. But because of this map, because I transfer drones to my natural, I make 2 spine crawlers first instead of a banding nest before that. The spine crawlers are more important than a banding nest because the banding nest won't be up in time if he just runs into my fucking natural. I'll have to fight with my drones then or something, you know what I mean? So a banding nest can come later. It's fine. The spine crawlers are more important on this map because, again, I transfer my drones to my natural. On other maps, you don't do that. If this was like a non-rich mineral field expansion, you wouldn't transfer half your mineral line to your expansion. You would just start sending the new drones there, which would be like 3 drones on the mineral line. Anyways, moving on. I always try to upkeep queen production as well. Queens are insanely important to deal with this, and I also do not inject. I'll just let it play. I don't inject larva either. The biggest thing you want to do is immediately get on your ramp. Do not let him surround your queens. Get to your fucking ramp. Don't inject either, because if you don't inject, look at the energy of my queens already. 37, 39. They're already going to have... my queens will have transfuses very soon, and the fact that they're also on a ramp means they're going to be taking minimal damage. If he commits to hitting my natural, I'll move off the ramp and I'll go over and save my natural, because then I can use my drones as well to fight. But if he commits to the queens, then I'm not going to get off the ramp. I'm just going to absorb. Meanwhile, I'm still making more lings and I'm making more queens as I can afford it. Queen, still in production. Now I move off the ramp here to move forward because now he's engaging the spine. And look at my energy. I'm about to have 2 transfuses right here. And now he backed up. Let's just go right back to the ramp. And now I'm going to make a banding nest. I made a banding nest here because I wanted to make it more annoying for him to really attack my queens. And if he wants to blow up all of his banelings on the banding nest, then that's fine for me still, because I'm not relying my whole defense on my banding nest. I'm relying it on my queens, to be honest. I'm already up to 3 queens. I've got another one in production. Now I'm up to 4 queens. And I should be making another queen out of my natural very soon. And then the big thing, when he commits, when the Zerg player commits with 13-12, and I already have 4 fucking queens with 2 transfuses, and a spine crawler here, and I have 8 Zerglings. The Zerglings are really minor. The Zerglings are more about decoy than anything. I want to make his banelings chase my Zerglings, or take cost inefficient trades if I can. And also, what that means is what I'm going to do. Jesus, I said like 3 different things there. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to just split up my lings as much as possible into like groups of 2 or 3. Okay? 2 or 3 is ideal. And what that'll do is, if he goes with banelings first, which is what almost every Zerg player does, they always lead with the banelings when they're trying to blow up your base and blow up your Zerglings. Well, if he ignores my first 3 lings here, look what's happening. These 3 lings are just going to start killing shit. He blew up his banelings. They were killing the Zerglings on my queen. If he runs past a couple lings and goes for, you know, further banelings down to the bottom, or if he runs his banelings further at my Zergling pack at the bottom, well then my lings that are, you know, near the queens now start killing lings off the queens, and I can transfuse and all that shit. Meanwhile, queens keep killing shit. And I just keep spreading out my lings non-stop. Spread. Because I have better production than my opponent right now. Look at the drone count. 19 to 14. Let's watch the rest of this, see what it ends at. 19 to 14. I didn't lose any drones. I lost the queen there, which is unfortunate, but all said and done, the attack is over. I still have a spine crawler. I can uproot it and move it down, which is exactly what I'm doing. I have 3 queens at my natural and 1 in my main again. And he still hasn't taken a natural. This overlord should honestly be like right there, not where it is, because I can't actually tell if he took one now. From my vision, the drone could actually go down and build it, and I wouldn't know. This overlord's a little bit of a mistake. It should be right there. But I'm still at least spotting that if I see that he's flooding Zerglings, I can assume, okay, there's probably no natural. He's just going for an all-in. Well, look, every time I see another flood, though, do you guys see the production tab? I don't stop making queens when I see a flood of lings. Now I finally see a queen come down, which means he wants to push me back. Which means he's probably going to go into macro mode at this point. Maybe. But I'll just run away. But look at the defense. I'm going to pause it one more time. Sorry. Now, finally, this is the 3rd attack, by the way. Because the first attack was a little tiny pressure, and then, you know, the spine color went up and then he fell back. Second pressure was my spine died in my natural, and I lost 1 queen, but I cleaned up everything. This is the third timing, and by the third timing, I have a baneling nest. And now I have fucking banelings too. So he has to break through 5 fucking queens and a spine at my natural, and 2 of them this one's about to have 2 transfuses, this one has 1, this one is about to have 1, this one will not have 1, and this one, these 2 over here will not have a transfuse for a while. And then I have another queen in my main. So I got 6 queens. That's a lot of fucking beefiness to have to go through. One more game on Lilac? Alright, 1 second, T-Myers. I'm gonna do a coaching video first, then we'll play again after that. But thank you for the donation, dude. Much appreciated. But anyways, so he's gonna do this attack. This does not look, this does not bode well for the 13-12er. This is a lot of defense. Even if I don't transfuse, the spine dies. Oh no, it doesn't die. It got transfused. But a couple banelings come in, and look at the supply now. 41 to 22. Look at the drone count. 29 to 14. I'm now doubling the drone count. I did not make mass Zergling to defend that either. That's okay. That's actually something really important that I didn't talk about. Let me back up really fast. I'll put this in like ×2, so it's not going to take forever. But look at my production tab. I don't make mass Ling. I only make Lings nonstop for the first timing. This very first one. Because I will not have a spine crawler set up. I'm not going to have a lot of queens set up. I'm not going to have spines. I'm not going to have a lot of defense. So I need the fucking Lings to actually trade against his Lings. But now, I've made enough Lings. I have a lot here. I'm still making queens. I'm still constantly spending my money. But now I'm going to get ready to absorb this. And now look at the green production tab on the top of the screen. Drones. I'm not making mass Lings, guys. I am not making mass Lings. I'm just fucking droning now because at this point, I'm able to still maintain constant queen production. If I really need to, I could throw down another spine crawler and my baneling nest is almost done. I don't need to have like 20 fucking Lings sitting in my natural. The only reason why I would build Lings is if I wanted to put myself in a position where I wanted to make sure he could never take his natural. But at the same time, what is really going to happen if he's going to continue to all-in me is that our economies are going to remain about the same because I'm not making drones. And my Lings are going to end up fighting his Lings in the middle of the map if I end up trying to move out. So what it'll be is I'll just have a bunch of Lings that'll have to micro against banelings, which is going to make it more annoying for me as the defender. I should just accept the fact that I'm ahead economically and drone. That's how you guaranteed get ahead in this situation, is if you just make queens and you just make fucking drones. Don't, like, everyone always makes so many Lings in this situation when they're the defender. You don't need a lot of Lings. You just need enough for a few banelings and queens. Queens actually kick the shit out of Zerglings in large numbers, like when you have a lot of queens. Because I'm only fighting 1 base. I'm not fighting like a 3-base Zergling master. It's just one base. So right now I made 2 fucking eggs of Zerglings, which is 4, and I turned them into banelings. And look at my drone count, or look at my production still. Drones. I'm not stopping with drones. Drones. And here's what I'm going to do. This is the final thing I want to talk about. With my drone count that I just took, and my drone count is amazing now. Again, it's 29 to 14. I have a way better economy than my opponent, and what do I do behind it? I do something that's going to be easy to guarantee that I'm going to win the game. I make a fucking Roach Warren. And now, off of 2 fully saturated mineral lines and 2 gas, I will resaturate my gases now that I'm fully saturated if the game continues, because I want to go into double hatchery roach production. I want to go up to probably like 10 roaches. And I'll even send out my extra queens. I have 6, so I would send out 4 queens to transfuse my roaches as well and kill overlords along the map as well if he doesn't move them. So, like, I'm in an amazing position now because I droned behind this. And yeah, if I send out like 10 roaches and like 4 queens with that, and then flood Lings behind that, you cannot fucking hold that as the 13-12er. You just can't hold it. It's impossible. You will die. The only way a 13-12er can hold a bigger army is if it's like mass Zerglings and I run into a baneling and everything dies or something like that. But anyways, yeah, that is how you ideally defend a 13-12. Queens and spines are fucking amazing, and you can eventually get banelings. There you go, boys. Hope you liked it. That's the end of the video for that one. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night. Goodbye. See you. Bye-bye.